Recording in progress.
Okay, you can see the screen, right?
Yes, we are able to see.
Yeah, thank you. So just a summary, Bhagavad Padacharya is introducing this chapter and he said, so far Arjuna has heard karmanya karma yah pashyet ityarabhya sayuktaha krishna karma krit ityetaihi vachanaihi sarvakarma sannyasam avochat Bhagavan. He advocated sarvakarma sannyasa. Chitvainam samshayam yogam matishta. He also asked Arjuna to take up karma. Ityanena vachanena yogam cha karmanushtana lakshanam anutishta ityuktavan. Tayor ubayoscha karmanushtana karma sanyasayoho sthiti gativat paraspara virodat ekena saha kartum ashakyatvad. Because this was neither advocated as do something together nor advocated as do one and then the other. कालभेदेन च अनुष्ठानविधानाभावात् अर्थात् एतयोः अन्यतर कर्तव्यतात्प्राप्तौ सत्यां तत् प्रशस्यतरम् एतयोः कर्मानुष्ठानकर्मसन्न्यासयोः तत् कर्तव्यं न इतरत् इत्येवं मन्यमानः. So Arjuna is saying, probably Bhagavan is thinking that these are two alternatives and what is the best alternative for me? Arjunaha uvacha. Arjuna now wanted to ask Bhagavan a question. So there is some more introduction by Shankaracharya. Let us come back to it if time permits. I'll take up one or 2 points in it. There is quite a bit of discussion that he does. But he basically introduced it. He basically said, hey, so far Bhagavan has talked about this state of beautiful state of actionlessness that somebody ascends to. He is also asking Arjuna to perform yoga, get up and fight this war. Should he really give up action or take up action? This is the question that Arjuna has. So, Gayatri ji, if you can unmute, let us read the verse together.
Sure.
Arjuna uvacha.
Sorry, the font is a little small. Can you please?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll make it a little bigger. Give me 1 second. Oh. Where is... Okay, hang on. Okay.
But that's fine. I have just it so.
Okay. I'll do that next time. Arjuna uvacha.
Arjuna uvacha.
Sannyasam karmanam Krishna.
Sannyasam karmanam Krishna.
Punaryogam cha shamshasi.
Punaryogam cha shamsasi.
Yachreya yetayor ekam.
Yachreya yetayorekam.
Tanme bruhi sunishchitam.
Tanme bruhi sunishchitam.
Sannyasam karmanam Krishna. Punaryogam cha shamsasi. Yachreya yetayorekam. Tanme bruhi sunishchitam. So Bhagavan says, Sannyasam karmanam Krishna. Arjuna says, Sannyasam karmanam sannyasam. Samnyasam. Renunciation. Samyasi. Shamshasi. Shamsa, to praise. Prashamsa is there in many like local languages. Prashamsa. You are praising sannyasa. Sannyasam prashamsasi. Punaha. Again. Yogam shamshasi. You are also praising yoga. Sannyasam shamshasi. Yogam shamsasi. Sannyasam karmanam sannyasam. Giving up action, you are praising it. Punaha, again, yogam cha shamshasi. You are again praising yoga, which is action. Karma yoga, which is indulging in action. Yat shreyaha, which is better. Yetayoho, among these two. Yekam, only teach me one thing. Yekam bruhi. Now you tell me only one thing. Ekam bruhi. Me, tanme sunishchitam. Whatever is better for me, tell that one thing, saying that, hey, Arjuna, do this. Do not just praise actionlessness and then finally say, come on, Arjuna, you know how great a Sthita Prajna is, and he is somebody who has transcended all action and all that, and then now you are saying that, get up, fight. So there seems to be a conflict in what you have said so far. I understood that there are two things that you are saying. One is giving up action, the other is performing action. What should I do? Which path is better for me? Teach that one thing. This is what Arjuna is asking. Let's look at the Bhashyam. Before that, let us take up one argument. Is this even a valid question? If you are a good Gita student, probably they shouldn't ask this question. If you attended Venkatesh ji's summary and you listen to what Gayatri ji's question was and his answer was, it should be very clear why ask this question. Nanu cha atmavidaha jnana yogena nishtam pratipipadayishan purvoda hritaihi vachanaihi bhagavan sarvakarma sanyasam avochat na tu anatmajnasya. Bhagavad Padacharya says, hey, this jnana yoga or giving up of action is not advocated for somebody who does not know what Atma is. Anatmajnasya na. This is only for somebody who knew that he is not the Karta Bhokta and he is the Jnata alone. For that person alone, Bhagavan said Jnana Yoga. Atascha karmanushtana karma sanyasayoho भिन्न पुरुष विषयत्वात् अन्यतरस्य प्रशस्यतरत्व बुभुत्सया अयं प्रश्नः अनुपपन्नः. He says, if this was taught to the same adhikari, then you could have said that which is better. You can ask. Sannyasa karma yogascha nishreyasa kara ubhau, which is what Bhagavan is going to say. Then you could have asked which is better for me. But he said for somebody who knows Atma, Sankhya Yoga. For somebody who does not know Atma, Karma Yoga. This is what they should have understood. But obviously this was properly taught to Arjuna, so this question of Arjuna is invalid. So if you ask an invalid question, what happens is that the answer should be something like, hey, you didn't understand what I said properly, let me tell you again. That is how reply should come out. But Bhagavan does not reply like that. So what is in the mind of Arjuna in asking this question that Shankara wants to bring out? And the way he brings it out is by looking at the reply of what Bhagavan gives. So Satyameva, Acharya says, yeah, what you are saying is correct. Tvat abhiprayena prashno na upapadyate. If you understood that correctly, that for an Atmajna, Sankhya Yoga and an Anatmajna, Karma Yoga, then that is understood correctly. Prishtaha swabhiprayena, from the point of view of the person who asked this question, punaha prashnaha yujyata eveti vadamaha. It is valid from Arjuna's perspective. Let me tell you why it is valid from Arjuna's perspective. Katham. How? पूर्वोदाहृतैः वचनैः भगवता कर्मसन्न्यासस्य कर्तव्यता विवक्षितत्वात्. So Arjuna has I'll read the whole passage and give you a gist. प्राधान्यमन्तरेण च कर्तारं तस्य कर्तव्यत्वात् असम्भवात् अनात्मविदपि कर्ता पक्षे प्राप्तः अनुद्यत एव. Okay, he has understood that for every karma there needs to be a karta, meaning the person who is doing an action. Okay, he should be a qualified person for that action, so he should be the karta. Okay, so there is a karta in case he wants to act. Okay, अनुद्यते एव न पुनः आत्मवित् कर्तृकत्वेन सन्न्यासस्य विवक्षितम् इत्येवं मन्यमानस्य अर्जुनस्य कर्मानुष्ठान कर्मसन्न्यासयोः अविद्वत् पुरुष कर्तृकत्वमपि अस्ति इति पूर्वोक्तेन प्रकारेण तयोः परस्पर विरोधात् अन्यतरस्य कर्तव्यत्वे प्राप्ते प्रशस्यतरं च कर्तव्यं न इतरत् इति प्रशस्यतर विविदिषया प्रश्नः न अनुपपन्नः. So what Bhagavad Padacharya says here, I'll give you the gist. It is very technical, but see, if you say actually give up action or perform action, this is possible for both lifestyles, because Bhagavan talked about two different lifestyles. Bhagavan talked about a lifestyle where one is engaged in the society and one who is performing actions in the society and who is engaged in the society. That was one lifestyle Bhagavan was talking about. And then Bhagavan talked about a different lifestyle where people give up things, do not participate in the society, have minimal interaction and go and indulge in Atma Vichara. So these two lifestyles are possible. So that is how Bhagavan said in the beginning of the 3rd chapter itself. He said, "Hey, I taught these are two different lifestyles, and from Ikshvaku I taught one kind of lifestyle. From Sanaka Sanandana and other people I taught renunciation." So these two lifestyles where you participate in the society and you move away from the society, these are two different lifestyles. And in both lifestyles there can be somebody who wants to perform Vaidika karma or give up karma. So this kind of a possibility is there in both lifestyles. So is that a valid argument? Probably not. Actually, there is so much of discussion there. So how it needs to be understood is that Bhagavan is talking about, say, let's take it from a slightly different angle. Bhagavan talked about a jnani who is engaged in karma a lot. In fact, he praised him so much. He also talked about a jnani who gave up karma. This also Bhagavan did. Astitaha Janakadayaha, Janaka and others, like, look at me. Like, I am a jnani, but I am performing karma. Like that, he talked about the possibility of a jnani performing karma. And he also talked about the possibility of jnani giving up karma. So these two possibilities, that is action or indulging in karma and giving up karma, seems to be there for jnani. So now the problem is that also applicable for ajnani? So can an ajnani also give up karma or take up karma? That Bhagavan has not made it very clear. So from the perspective of Arjuna, probably this is a valid question. This is what Bhagavad Padacharya wants to establish. Of course, there is so much of other technical details and Purva Paksha and Siddhanta and so on for this, where karma sannyasa or karma yoga is as to the applicable target audience is discussed about. But our intention is not to get into all that. Our intention is to understand. But this amount of Purva Paksha is good enough for us. Let us look at the Bhashyam. Sanyasam karmanam Krishna punar yogam cha shamshasi yachreya yetayoryekam tanme bruhi sunishchitam. Sanyasam parityagam. Sanyasam is to give up karma. Parityagam karmanam. Shastriyanam. Bhagavad Padacharya says religious duties, Shastriyanam. Because as a Hindu, as somebody who follows Sanatana Dharma, one of the beauty of this Dharma is that there is a prescribed action for a person from the time he gets up till the time he goes to bed. There is no secular and religious lives that are two streams for a person of dharmic nature, because his entire day-to-day activities are completely aligned with dharma, and these are all prescribed for him. So depending on the stage of life and the social contribution or the social role that one is playing in the society, there are specific actions. In fact, for every different time of the day, there is a specific action that is ordained for this person. Sannyasam is to give up all that action. Parityagam karmanam shastriyanam anushtheya viseshanam shamshasi prashamsasi kathyasi ityetat. You are praising such a state where one is giving up action like that. Punaha, again, yogam cha tesham eva anushtanam. This religious lifestyle where the entire prescription of getting up from the morning till end of the day is called yoga. That yogic lifestyle, you are prashamsasi. Avashya kartavyam shamshasi. You definitely need to do that. You get up. At this point of time and this role that Arjuna is playing, now the time of the day where he is supposed to get up and fight. So Bhagavan says, you get up and fight now. Ataha me so there is some mistake there. Shreyaha iti shamshayaha. Out of this, which is better is my doubt. Kim karmanushtanam shreyaha kim va tadva. Again there is some font problem. Is karmanushtana shreya or giving up karmanushtana shreya? Prashasyataram cha anushtheyam. Atascha yati shreyaha prashasyataram yetayoho karma sannyasa karma yogayoho adanushtanat shreyo vaptihi mama syaditi manyase. Whatever you think will give me the best, tat yekam anyataram saha ekapurushanušteyatva sambhavat me bruhi sunishchitam abhipretam taveti. So you decide whatever is best for me and you give me that prescription, is what Arjuna is saying. So basically Arjuna is asking, hey Krishna, you are praising actionlessness and you are asking me to act. So tell me what I should do. So Shri now Bhagavan is going to answer his question. So swabhiprayam achakshano nirnayaya Shri Bhagavan uvacha. Now Bhagavan wants to express his opinion to clear Arjuna's doubt. Let us see what Bhagavan is saying. Swati ji, can you read?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Shri Bhagavan uvacha.
Shri Bhagavan uvacha.
Sannyasah karma yogascha.
Sannyasa karma yogascha.
Nishreyasakara ubhau.
Nishreyasakara ubhau.
Tayostu karma sannyasat.
तयोस्तु कर्म संन्यासात्
कर्मयोगो विशिष्यते.
कर्मयोगो विशिष्यते.
श्रीभगवानुवाच
उवाच
सन्न्यासः कर्मयोगश्च निःश्रेयसकरा उभौ तयोस्तु कर्मसन्न्यासात् कर्मयोगो विशिष्यते. Okay. So, सन्न्यासः कर्मणां परित्यागः कर्मयोगश्च तेषाम् अनुष्ठानं तौ उभौ अपि निःश्रेयसकरौ. So, sannyasah, renunciation, karma yoga, yoga of action, karma yoga, ubhau, both of them, nishreyasa karau, both lead to the highest goal, nishreyasa karau, ubhau nishreyasa karau, they both lead to the same goal, tayostu, of these two. Now, that is what was Arjuna's question. Of these two, which is better? Bhagavan says, of these two. Among these two, tayostu. Karma yoga. Karma yoga visishyate is superior to karma sannyasat. Is better than giving up action. So Bhagavan says, both Sankhya and Yoga will lead to the same goal. But among these two, I am going to recommend Karma Yoga. Of these, Karma Yoga is superior. So let us, so both Sannyasa and Karma Yoga lead to the same goal. But of these two, Karma Yoga is superior to outer renunciation. That is what Sannyasa is. So this there is a small play of words both by Krishna and Arjuna when they use the word sannyasa and karma, because Shri Bhagavan's language was Sankhya Yoga and Karma Yoga. Sankhya and Yoga. Now Arjuna introduced Karma Sannyasa and Karma Yoga. Now Bhagavan wants to clarify. See, we can play with jargons, but you have to understand the idea. So, Sannyasah karma yogascha nitshreyasakara ubhau tayostu karma sannyasate karma yogo visishyate. I am recommending karma yoga. So, Sannyasah karmanam parityagaha karma yogascha tesham anushtanam tau ubhau api nishreyasakarau moksham kurvate jnanotpatti hetutvena. So both action and giving up action as ingredients that can produce supreme results of moksha because they are capable of producing jnanam. So jnana alone is moksha karanam and both of them can lead to jnanam. Jnanotpatti hetutvena. Ubhau yadyapi nishreyasakarau. Both are good. Tathapi. Of these. Tayostu nishreyasa hetutvoho karma sannyasat kevalat karma yogo visishyate iti karma yogam stauti stutim karoti. So even though both are capable of moksha, karma yoga is better than renouncing action without jnanam. Bhagavan is praising karma yoga. Here, Karma Yogam Stauti Bhagavan. In Jnaneshwari, you know the Marathi commentary for Bhagavad Gita. Here Jnaneshwaraya for this shloka gives a beautiful analogy. He says, Sannyasa is like swimming and crossing a river. Whereas Karma Yoga is like taking a boat ride on and getting to the other side. So which is better? Obviously a boat ride is much more safer. It is better. You have to know swimming to be able to swim. So even though both of them get you to the same destination, like how Bhagavan is saying, one is better than the other. He says one is sukha. One is you also enjoy the ride. I don't know, people who know swimming and enjoy swimming might enjoy swimming, but that is not the path for everybody. If you want to cross the river, the easier thing is to take a boat and cross. That was Bhagavan Jnaneshwara. And one thing to always remember is without inner freedom, outer renunciation is always risky. See, the sannyasa is not there in every dharma. In Buddha dharma, in Jaina dharma, and in Sanatana dharma, there is sannyasa. But it is not given to everybody. There is a certain level of inner freedom that one needs to enjoy with a lot of vairagya. Then alone, such a lifestyle will fit that person. Or else it is very risky and it will lead to very non-desirable positions, both for that individual as well as for the people in the society. So looking at both possibilities, Bhagavan says karma yoga is better. And that is the reason why in the Vedic model, actually, there is a gradual growth towards sannyasa. So first, a brahmacharya ashrama is prescribed. As you know, that is the time to really engage in studies and learn and improve your skill set, and then you contribute to the society as a grihastha, then you consume and contribute to the society and make the society grow further, and then you slowly withdraw and give your skills and the room to the next generation and say you continue now and become a vanaprastha and be available for advice at any point of time, and then you give up. Sannyasa is the last step. So they did not prescribe it as like an alternative path or anything like that. So there is a good, beautiful mantra in Jabala Upanishad, one of the Upanishads, where it says, Brahmacharyam samapya grihi bhavet, grihi bhutva vani bhavet, vani bhutva pravrajet. Brahmacharyam samapya, having completed your studies and learning and skill set development, then grihi bhavet, now you become a consumer contributor to the society. And then after that, vani bhaved, you slowly move away from that and be still, because it is an adjustment towards every position that we shift to. So he says vani bhaved and vani bhutva pravrajet, slowly. So this is not a lifestyle that is recommended as an alternative for anybody. So karma sannyasa is not something that is universally recommended, nor applicable for somebody who is not ready for it. That is the message. Incidentally, Arjuna, for Bhagavan, Arjuna, Bhagavan is recommending sannyasa. But then the same scenario occurs at the end of Krishnavatara, where Uddhava, another friend of Krishna, who has been there with Krishna from the time he came from Vrindavan, Gokul, to Vrindavan to Mathura, and then from that time itself, Uddhava has been there with him. And then throughout Krishnavatara, he is the minister. Satyaki and Uddhava are the two arms of Krishna throughout his life. Satyaki is the commander-in-chief and Uddhava is the minister. And they are there on the left and right all the time with Krishna. And when he is ready to give up his body, Uddhava knows that Krishna is giving up his body and he says, please take me with you. And Bhagavan says, no, it is time for you to renounce. Give up everything in life, just throw away everything and then walk to Badrikashram. There, live a life of a saint and then you can attain me. Now is not the time for you, you give up. And that is, there Bhagavan is recommending sannyasa for Uddhava. In fact, the shlokas are very powerful in Bhagavatam, where he says, give up everything, O Uddhava, you are the right candidate to show this lifestyle for the society, you give up everything and move. That is the recommendation of the same Bhagavan. So, It depends on the adhikari that a recommendation is given by Bhagavan. And as Bhagavan says, Nishreyasakara Ubhau. Both of them lead to it. It's not as though he is partial. It is just that it depends on the nature of the person who is pursuing this. Oh, okay. Kasmat iti aha. Now, Bhagavan has the duty to explain why Karma Yoga is superior. Okay. Ramesh ji, can you read with us, please? Okay. I don't know whether he can hear. Okay. Let's read Gayatri ji again.
Yes, yes.
ज्ञेयस्य नित्यसन्न्यासी
ज्ञेयस्य नित्यसन्न्यासी
यो न द्वेष्टि न काङ्क्षति
यो न द्वेष्टि न काङ्क्षसि
निर्द्वन्द्वो हि महाबाहो
निर्द्वन्द्वो हि महाबाहो
सुखं बन्धात् प्रमुच्यते
सुखं बन्धात्ममुच्यते.
Yeah, let's read it together. ज्ञेयस्य नित्यसन्न्यासी यो न द्वेष्टि न काङ्क्षति निर्द्वन्द्वो हि महाबाहो सुखं बन्धात् प्रमुच्यते. ज्ञेयः Mahabaho, O mighty armed Arjuna, yaha na dveshti, he who neither hates, na kankshati, nor desires, nyeyaha, know that person to be nitya sannyasi, know that person to be always a sannyasi. Saha, that person, sukham bandhat prapuchyate, he is easily free from bondage. That person sukham bandhat pramuchyate. As Jnaneshwara said, a boat ride is much more pleasurable. Sukham bandhat pramuchyate. But easily he gives up. So who Bhagavan is not talking about a lifestyle or giving up action. He is talking about a state of mind. Yaha na dveshti na kankshati. That person who has neither hate nor desires, know that person to be superior and know that person to be a nitya sannyasi and know that person to be always free. Jneyaha jnatavyaha sa karma yogi nitya sannyasi iti. Bhagavad Padacharya says, know this karma yogi as nitya sannyasi. Yo na dveshti kinchit na kankshati sukha dukha sukhe tat sadhane cha. So he is neither prefers or avoids the opposites of pain and pleasure. This person. Yevam vido yaha karmani vartamano api sa nitya sannyasi iti jnatavyaha ityartaha. Even though this person is very much active in the society, know that person as nitya sannyasi. Meaning, know that person as the one who has actually given up action. Because he is not the karta. Okay? So, nirdvandvaha, dvandva vivarjitaha. He does not have any opposites in him. Yasmat mahabaho, because of that, because there is no opposite that is really making a conflict within him, sukham bandhat, he is at ease with himself and he very easily gets out of bondage. Sukham bandhat, anayasena, without any ayasa. Ayasa means a lot of effort. Anayasa means without much effort. Anayasena pramuchyate, he goes out. So it is not action but attitude towards action that binds a person. That is the point that Bhagavan wants to first bring in. because it is easy to give up action just because of dislike, or think that inertia is equilibrium. Taking up inertia as though you are a great yogi. No, you are not. So both of them are misleading. So a karma yogi is in action without being the agent. He is the true sannyasi. So once you know that the real nature of the self is absolute freedom, nothing actually sticks to it. Nothing can corrupt it. That person is always free. Who knows the real nature of the self? So, na dveshti na kankshati is the adjective that is given, is the lakshana of the person, of that karma yogi, because that is what you get by perform. So a lot of service to the society over time, that opposites slowly go away from you, is the result of karma yoga, which is also highlighted by Bhagavan. Because only in the Upanishad mantras, whenever a universal view is presented, actually action is also presented. Whenever Ishavasyam idam sarvam yatkincha jagatyam jagat tena tyaktena bunjita is actually action. So action and actionlessness is presented at the same time, where actionlessness is the understanding and action is how the person performs in the society. So that duality is there, and the reason why he is able to be free and perform in the society is because he has no dvandvas, no opposites. Jnaneshwara gives a beautiful example here too, which is, say a big fire was there, and then somebody brought a small cotton swab and then was going near that. The cotton immediately gets lit up because the fire is up there. But once the fire is completely put down, when it's just ashes, you put any amount of cotton to it, fire doesn't get onto it. Like that, the opposites of things, when they are on the person, then obviously raga dvesha develops. But once the raga dvesha subsides, then he is free. Then he is free. Nothing really sticks to him. The different experiences that are brought on the person by the world does not really affect him. So that is Nyeyaha sa nitya sannyasi. Know that person as a nitya sannyasi. Yona dveshti na kankshati. Nirdvandvo hi mahabaho. Sukham bandhat pramuchyate. Okay. So let us do one more verse. Okay. Ramesh ji, can you read us? Yeah.
I was muted, so you didn't hear me that time.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, that's all right.
Sankhya yogau prithak balaha.
Sankhya Yoga Prithak. Do you hear? No?
Yes. Sankhya yogau prithak balaha.
Sankhya Yoga Prithak Balaha.
Pravadanti na panditaha.
Pravadanti na panditaha.
Ekamapyasthita samyak.
Ekam apyasthita samyak.
Ubhayorvin.
Uvayorvindita phalam.
Sankhya yogau prithak balaha. Pravadanti na panditaha. Ekamapyasthita samyak. Ubhayorvindate phalam. So, Shankaracharya introduces this verse. He says, Bhagavan said both sannyasa and karma yoga are capable of producing the same result, but they are recommended for different people. If both are a means for different ends, then how can they produce the same result? Sannyasa karma yogayoho bhinna purushanushtayayoho viruddhayoho phale api virodho yuktaha. So, if these tools are two different paths and recommended for two different individuals, then it should produce two different results. Natu ubayoho nishreyesa karattvameva iti. So, if you are saying both produce the same result, how is that possible? That is what prapte idam uchyate. For that, Bhagavan says, Sankhya yogau prithak balaha pravadanti na panditaha. Hey, balaha sankhya yoga sankhyasya asau yogascha ubhau iti pravadanti. It is childish to say, balaha means it's a childish thing to say. Sankhya yogau prithak. Sankhya and yoga are two different things, are distinct. Na panditaha, the wise do not say this. Ekam apyasthitaha, ekam api samyak asthitaha. Even if one of them is well established, it obtains the fruit of both. Ubayoho palam vindate. So it gets you the fruit of both. So no matter how you come about this, you are going to get to the same destination. It is childish to say that these are two different things. So what does Bhagavan mean? Let us look at the Bhashyam. Sankhya yogau pritak viruddha bhinna palau balaha pravadanti na panditaha. It is childish to say that Sankhya and yoga are different. Panditastu jnanina ekam phalam aviruddham ichanti. Katham. The wise seek the same benefit from both of these ways of life. How? Ekamapi Sankhya yoga yogo samyak astitaha samyak anushtitavan ityarthaha. Even if one of it is followed properly, it gets both results, meaning the result is the same. Ubayoho vindate palam. Ubayoho tadeva hi nishreyasam palam. Ataha na pale virodaha. The result, there is no difference. Bhagavan is saying that both of them give the same result. Okay, so there is one objection that Shankaracharya brings, a question. So, nanu sannyasa karma yoga shabdena prastutya sankhya yoga yoho palaikatvam katam iha aprakritam braviti. Bhagavan stated with sannyasa and karma yoga that sankhya and yoga are two different terms. Nanu sannyasa karma yoga shabdena. Okay. Prastutya sankhya yoga yoho palaikatvam katam iha aprakritam braviti. Shankara wants you to notice that, hey, he talked about sannyasa and yoga first. Sannyasa yoga yoho. Between sannyasa and yoga, what is that is better, was the question asked, and Bhagavan also said it gives the same result, and now he is using the word Sankhya and yoga. From the beginning of the chapter he did not use the word Sankhya. Now he is using the word Sankhya. Note that. And is it now not confusing if you use two different words? Naisha dosha. There is no problem in that. There is no dosha in that. Yadyapi Arjunena sannyasam karma yogam cha kevalam abhipretya prashnaha kritaha. Even though Arjuna's question was just between sannyasa and karma yoga, Bhagavan's too, but Bhagavan wants to tadaparityagenaiva swabhipretam cha visesham samyojya shabdantara vachyataya prativachanam dadau sankhya yogau iti. So Bhagavan wants to show the difference between karma sannyasa and jnana. And because what is Sankhya? Karma sannyasa and jnana combined together is Sankhya. And karma anushtana and jnana combined together is yoga. This is a very important point, because giving up action and staying with the knowledge is Sankhya. Performing action and staying with that knowledge is yoga. So that is the reason why Bhagavan is bringing up this term Sankhya Yogau iti. Tau eva sannyasa karma yoga. That alone is sannyasa karma yoga. Because Bhagavan, when he is talking about sannyasa as giving the same result as karma yoga, he is not just talking about just giving up action. He is also pointing to somebody with the jnana that accompanies giving up action. Jnana tadupaya samudbuddhitvadi samyuktau sankhya yoga shabda vachau iti bhagavato matam ataha na aprakrita prakriyeti. So Bhagavan is not changing the prakriya, so it is appropriate here. It is valid alone. Because Shastra points to both people as great. So there is Dattatreya, there is Sadashiva Brahmendra, Shuka, Ramana Bhagavan. All these people are complete sannyasis. And then there are people, even though who took up sannyasa lifestyle, some people like Swami Vivekananda, Shankara, they perform so many activities. And there are grihasthas like Janaka, even Krishna Bhagavan Krishna. They perform so many actions being in the lifestyle of a grihastha. So both lifestyles are valid. That is the point that Bhagavan brought about. And I don't know whether many might not know, there was one great person called Nisargadatta Maharaj. At the same time, Ramana Bhagavan, he was inspired by Ramana Bhagavan. He was in Pune and those areas, and he taught Atma Vidya in Marathi, and he was a beedi maker. He had a business, and he was there. He had a big family. He had children, grandchildren. He lived with all of them, and so many people around the globe went to him for knowledge. So lifestyle is just a matter of preference and a matter of prarabdha karma for a person, but jnana is not. So jnana is something that we need to aspire to. So Jnaneshwara says, hey, the light that comes from a lamp might come through one hole in one direction and another hole in another direction. That doesn't mean that the light are two different lights. It is the same light from that lamp that comes through. Like that, jnana alone is the lamp that is coming through karma yoga or sankhya yoga in this instance. Yogarato va, bhogarato va, sangarato va, sangavihinaha. All these things are possible. Yasya chittam brahmani rabate nandati nandati nandatyeva bhaja govindam govindam bhaja mudhamate. So different lives are brought up by Shankaracharya and said it doesn't matter. Yogi mundi lunchita keshaha udara nimittam bahukrita veshaha. So all these lifestyles are not the matter of discussion, rather jnana alone. With that, we'll conclude. Sarve bhavantu sukinaha, sarve santu niramayaha, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschid dukkha bhag bhavet. Om Tat Sat Krishnarpanamastu.